So our next speaker is Ms. Aneela Raza. She is also working at Directorate of Radiation Safety at PNRA. She has more than 13 years involvement in regulatory documentation for medical radiation facility and licensing of manufacturing of the radiation sources. She will be sharing her experience on the requirements of management system of nuclear medicine facility in the light of regulations PARC 921. So over to you.
Thank you for a nice introduction. I think I can skip these slides now. So this is the layout which I will follow in my presentation. We will see a brief introduction of management system, then IAEA standards regarding management system, requirements in regulations PARC 921. Then we will discuss main contents of the management system of nuclear medicine facility, and in the end I will summarize my presentation. So what is a management system? Management system has many different definitions in different documents. So if I put it in most simple way, I will say that it is a set of policies, processes, and procedures used by an organization to achieve its goals and objectives. Or in other words, it is a systematic organization of activities. So one way or another, it is proved as an effective tool for the management of an organization. Management system provides us guidelines that serves as to support for all employees in their day-to-day activities. In management system document, you can find vision, mission, goals, objectives of an organization, what are the tasks they have to perform, what are the resources, distribution of responsibilities, and how the tasks have to be performed. So in the presence of such written instructions and guidelines, the possibility of errors, and especially the errors that could lead to incident or accidents, they could be reduced to minimum. So we can say that in the presence of an effective management system, all the possible objectives of an organization operation could be achieved. Those objectives could be safe operation of the facility, product quality. In your case, that will be quality services to the patients, your patients' trust in your facility, in your doctors, effective resource management that leads to financial success. That is an ultimate goal to every organization operation. And then, of course, regulatory compliance. So let's see some now IAEA standards regarding management system. As you know that PNRA developed its regulation in the light of IAEA safety standards. So if you look into IAEA safety standard, then the top level document is safety fundamentals. Under this document, IAEA developed safety requirements, which are further divided into general safety requirements and specific safety requirements. And under these requirements, then IAEA established safety guides, which provides the guidance and recommendations on how to implement these requirements. So the top level document, safety fundamentals, it has 10 principles, and principle 3 is about the leadership and management system. It states that effective leadership and management for safety must be established and sustained in organizations concerned with and facilities and activities that give rise to radiation risk. Under this principle, IAEA has established safety requirements, GSR Part 2, with the title Leadership and Management for Safety. And this document describes the concept of 3 balanced elements: leadership, management, and culture for safety. It further emphasized the fact that all these 3 elements are interrelated and they cannot be effective without one another. So on the basis of this document, IAEA document GSR Part 2, PNRA has developed its regulations, PARC 921, with the same title, Leadership and Management for Safety. These regulations were Gazette notified in February 2022, and these regulations are applicable to all the facilities and activities that give rise to risk from ionizing radiations. So right from nuclear installations to small radiology facilities with a single X-ray machine, all facilities have to comply with the requirement of these regulations. It has total 18 requirements, and like I said, it is based on IAEA GSR Part 2. So it also focuses on 3 elements: leadership for safety, management for safety, and culture for safety. As per my topic, I will stay on the requirements regarding management for safety. So as per these requirements, senior management of the facility is responsible for the establishment, implementation, and improvement of management system. It has to develop a safety policy, and under that safety policy, goals, objective, plans, strategies of organizations will be established. Senior management is responsible for interaction with interested parties. It has to identify the parties on whom there could be impact due to facilities operation. Then there is requirement regarding integration of management system. Senior management has to consider all the factors that could have impact on safety while developing management system. Then there is a requirement that every facility has to document its management system, and of course it will be with the graded approach depending on the risk associated with the facility. Then there are requirements regarding management of resources, management of processes, management of supply chain, measurement, assessment, and improvement of management system. As I said that there is a requirement that every facility has to develop its management system. So the question is, what should be the format and content of that document management system? So PNRA is in the process of developing the guidelines for this document, and it is in approval phase. And hopefully in 2 or 3 years, we will also develop a detailed regulatory guide on the subject. So for the time being, as per guidelines, the document of management system for a nuclear medicine facility, it should have these contents: measures for demonstrating leadership for safety, organization description, documentation and records, resource management, supply chain management, measurement, assessment and improvement, and safety culture. I will describe them in coming slides one by one. The first is measures for demonstrating leadership for safety. In it, senior management has to give a high-level commitment in the form of safety policy that they will give safety the overriding priority on all other competing goals. And it should not be only the statement, it should be reflected in their behaviors, in their actions, in their decision making. They should establish organizational values, and these values should be known to all the workers, and it should be reflected in their day-to-day activities. Then there should be mechanism of accountability against the assigned responsibilities in the facility. Next is organization description. In it, you are required to give the organization structure, identification of key positions, what are their authorities, what are their respective responsibilities. Then you need to identify external and internal interfaces. In case of internal interfaces, the other departments which you need to interact with for the operation of your department. And in case of external interfaces, you need to identify other organizations that could be suppliers, service providers, manufacturers, vendors, even regulatory body. So you need to identify a focal person and lines of communication for effective interaction with them. Then there is document control. Every organization has lot number of documents that could be policy documents related to tasks and functions, work plans, reports, processes, procedures. So there should be a process to control all these documents. It should not be like that any person on any day stand up and say this is the document and this will be being implemented from yesterday. It should not be like this. You need to develop a mechanism to manage the creation, review, modification, accessibility, issuance and distribution of document. Then you should ensure that all the documents are up to date and the information in it is reliable and approved. And if you find the need to revise any document, then the revision will be subject to same level of approval as the initial document. Next is record control. In it, all the activities which you are performing in your organization that has an impact on the safety, their records need to be maintained and controlled. And these records should be identified, categorized, registered upon receipt, placed according to location tags, retrievable. And one more important thing is that you need to identify the time period for each record. Definitely you could not maintain all the records for indefinite period of time. So you need to identify the time period depending on the significance of the activity and corresponding record. Next is resource management. Senior management is responsible to provide necessary resources to carry out the activities of the organization. That could be any type of resources, financial resources, administrative resources, technical resources, knowledge resources, and of course, human resources. They should make an arrangement for adequate staff at the facility. then they should be competent enough to carry out their tasks and functions. And if you find some deficiencies in their competence, then you should make an arrangement for their training. And it should not be only one-time activity. As we heard throughout this conference that new radiopharmaceuticals are coming in the market, new imaging equipments are being introduced, policies and procedures are being changed. So you need to keep your workers up to date so that they can perform their activities effectively. Then there is requirement of supply chain management. Arrangements should exist with vendors and suppliers for specifying, monitoring, and managing the supply of items, products, and services that may influence safety. In your case, you need a continuous supply of radiopharmaceuticals, so you need to make arrangement for that continuous supply. And you should make sure that the suppliers, they should adhere to safety requirements, and you should have a clear understanding and knowledge of the product or service being supplied so that you can evaluate those products according to the requirements. Then there is a requirement of safety culture. Culture in simple word is the behavior of the individuals or the way they are doing things around. So safety culture is how much importance they are giving to safety while performing their activities. So to promote and encourage a positive safety culture in your facility, you need focus on following factors like commitment. There should be commitment to safety in all activities and decisions, good working environment that should be supported with the teamwork, trust, open communication, responsibility, accountability, and most important, encourage questioning and learning attitude at all levels in the organization, especially at the bottom level. Then once you have developed the management system, it should not be like you can now keep it in the shelves. There should be a mechanism for the monitoring, for the assessment of its effectiveness, and accordingly, if you find some deficiencies, then you need to improve those areas. So these are the mechanisms of assessment. You can perform self-assessment, independent assessment. In case of self-assessment, department itself can perform its assessment, while in case of independent assessment, it can be in the form of internal and external audits. In internal audits, some other department of the organization can perform your assessment, while in case of external audits, some other organization will perform your assessment. That would be like peer review. Then there is management review. Top management of your facility that needs to review the management system periodically, preferably once in a year, to ensure suitability, effectiveness, and its ability towards achievement of organization's objective. The management review may include input from self-assessment reports and audit reports. And again, if you find some deficiencies, then you need to make corrective action plan, and you need to make improve those areas where you find the weaknesses. This is again, the mechanism should exist for evaluating processes for the effectiveness, and should document causes of non-conformances of processes, corrective actions necessary for eliminating the causes of non-conformances, and of course, actions for preventing the occurrence of non-conformances in the future. So that's all about the contents of the management system. The takeaways are Regulation Park 921 sets requirement for establishing and assessing a management system. Safety can be ensured by focusing on 3 pillars: leadership, management system, and safety culture. And management system plays a very important role in effective, efficient, and safe operation of a regulated facility. Thank you.